Where did you get this?
From the man who died saving my life. The commander you think is dead.
The crowd at the naval base had fallen silent. Boots echoed against the concrete as two military police officers dragged a woman toward the command tent. Her wrists were cuffed, her face streaked with dirt and rain. She didn't resist. She only stared at the folded flag she had dropped, the one she'd carried in her backpack like it was sacred. The officers accused her of a crime that sent shockwaves through the ranks, impersonating a Navy SEAL commander. But something about her, the steadiness in her eyes, the precision in her movements, the faint scars tracing her knuckles, made even her captors hesitate. She looked less like a fraud and more like someone who'd seen real battles. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The rumors spread faster than the wind that day. Some said she'd infiltrated the base for revenge. Others whispered she was a ghost from an old classified unit, one that didn't officially exist. When they brought her before the Admiral, even the guards stood straighter. He was a man who'd served 40 years, weathered, unreadable, with a voice that could silence a room. He stared at her file, then at her. Name? Commander Elise Ward, she said quietly. The officers snorted. She's lying, sir. The real Commander Ward died 7 years ago in an explosion off the coast of Yemen. The Admiral's gaze didn't waver. And how do you explain that? She asked, nodding to the medal pinned to Elise's torn jacket. A silver star. Not new. Worn, scratched, heavy with time. The Admiral leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. Where did you get this? Elise's hands trembled slightly as she spoke. From the man who died saving my life. The commander you think is dead. A murmur rippled through the tent. For a moment, even the air seemed to stop moving. She told them everything. About the explosion, the cover-up, the classified op that went wrong. How she had been left behind, listed as KIA. How she survived in enemy territory for months, helping local civilians escape, and how, after being rescued, her identity had been erased under the guise of national security. Her voice didn't break once, but her eyes carried the weight of every fallen friend, every unmarked grave. The Admiral listened in silence. Then he stood and walked slowly around her, studying the old scars across her hands. The kind you don't get from pretending. You know, he said quietly, there's only one way to confirm your story. He motioned to an aide. Within minutes, they brought out a biometric scanner, the kind reserved for top clearance operations. The device beeped. Then it displayed a single name, Commander Elise Ward. Active. Classified clearance. Echo Black. The entire room froze. One of the MPs dropped his grip. The Admiral's face softened with something rare. Remorse. He reached for the medal, brushing the dust from its surface. That medal's authentic, he said finally, voice low and steady. And so is she. The silence that followed wasn't empty, it was reverent. Soldiers who'd once sneered now stood at attention. Elise looked down, struggling to meet their eyes. I didn't come back for recognition, she said softly. I came back because one of my men is still out there. I need permission to bring him home. The Admiral gave a slow nod. You have it. And this time, Commander, you won't go alone. That night, as helicopters roared across the horizon, she stood beside the same men who had once doubted her. The wind carried the scent of salt and fuel, and for the first time in years, she felt like she belonged again. When the mission succeeded and the missing SEAL was brought home, the base gathered to watch her salute the flag she had once carried in secret. No applause, just quiet respect, the kind earned in silence and scars. Because sometimes, the bravest fight isn't on the battlefield. It's coming home to prove who you truly are. Because truth doesn't need permission. It only needs courage to stand in daylight. And somewhere, beneath the same flag that once fell from her hands, Elise Ward finally felt free. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and share it with someone who believes in honor, even when the world forgets it. Your story might be the next one I tell.